Hello, welcome back. Let's continue read this. I was to read about the Leopard 2 tanks, so I defined more Leopards. PDF is 9:30, so I got up 8 a.m. today. So let's continue. I need to take a break. I have another PDF with Leopard. We could read it later. Could read it after this, but let's get started. Because there's many different kinds of versions of the Leopard, local versions, modified versions.
Leopard 2PL. Leopard 2PL. Leopard 2PL. Szkolenie Wojska Polskiego W now HDB, cropped, .jpg. Place of origin Poland. Germany service history in service 2020 used by Polish Land Forces production history design 2018 manufacturers Aklady Mechaniczne Bumale S. Rain metal produced 2019 no build 34/142 1. Specifications mass 59,203 kg, 130,520 pound, length 9,670 mm, 381 in, width 3,750 mm, 148 in, height 3,050 mm, 120 in. Crew 4 armor composite armor main armament in metal RH120L/44120 mm cannon secondary armament 2 MG3 machine guns engine M2 MB 8731,100 kilowatts 1500 PS. The Leopard 2PL is a main battle tank used by the Polish Armed Forces, and is a modernized version of older Leopard 2A4 tank, phased out by Germany and first acquired by Poland in the 2000s. The modernization is currently being carried out in cooperation with Rheinmetall and the Polish Armaments Group, Polish, Polska Grupa Zbrojenia PGZ. 2.3 History. When the land forces took over the first Leopard 2A4 tanks from the Bundeswehr's resources in 2002, it was realized that their modernization was a necessity, but first works on the development of the plan and the scope of their modernization started only in mid-2012. Then developed the initial requirements for the modernization of Leopard tanks. The program was called Leopard 2PL. As a result of the conducted works, two variants of modernization were defined. The first one, basic, included the introduction of an electric turret drive and gun stabilization, in place of hydraulic one, installation of the APU, modernization of the optoelectronic system through, for example, installation of new thermal imaging cameras, modernization of the driver's seat and a new anti-explosion, fire and mine protection package. 2. The second, more extended variant, in addition to the works proposed in the first modernization version, was extended to include the BMS combat management system, installation of remote-controlled shooting module on the turret of the tank, new types of ammunition, air conditioning systems in the driver and combat compartment, and modernization of the electronics cooling system. 4. Finally, modernization program was included in the technical modernization plan of the Polish Armed Forces for 2013 to 2022. Plan Modernizacji Technicznej, in December 2012. At the beginning of March 2013, invitations were sent to interested parties regarding the technical dialogue, which was carried out from March to August. In October 2013, a tender was announced to select a contractor for the program. Three bidders, a consortium consisting of Wojska Zakłady Motoryzacyjne from Poznan, Wojska Zakłady Lotnicze INR2 and Rheinmetall Land System GmbH. Operational range and road 500 kilometers, 310 mi, in terrain 300 kilometers, 190 mi, maximum speed 68 kilometers per hour, 42 miles per hour. Leopard 2PL prototype on German Army Day Fasberg Air Base 2019. Leopard 2PL side view. Leopard 2PL rear view. Consortium Zakłady Mechaniczne Malabdi Obram Company and Polski Holding Obrony, PHO, and the last consortium consisting of PCO and ASELSAN Electronic. 4. However, the final offer was submitted by the consortium of Zakłady Mechaniczne Obram and PHO, thus it was with them that the Armament Inspectorate started negotiations. The foreign partner was Krauss Mafia Women. In December 2014, the consortium submitted the final proposal based on the solutions of the foreign partner, but in 2015 the procedure to select the contractor was terminated due to formal deficiencies and the low participation of Polish industry in the program. The same year, a decision was made to commission the modernization of the Polish armaments group. The final offer was submitted in November 2015. Thus starting negotiations. 4. On the 28th of December 2015, an agreement was signed between the Armament Inspectorate, Inspektorat Uzbrojenia, and a consortium consisting of PGZ and Zakłady Mechaniczne Malabdi for the modernization of 128 Leopard 2 tanks with an option for another 14 units. The German partner of the consortium was the German company Rheinmetall Land System, which in the past co-produced Leopard 2 tanks. The contract amount was 2.415 billion PLN. On the 20th of June 2018, an annex was signed using the option to upgrade 14 tanks, i.e. all Leopard 2A4 tanks used by the Army. The cost of the contract increased to 2.721 billion PLN. 5. The contract originally assumed that all copies of the base order would be transferred by 2020 and those from options for 14 machines by 2021. 2. 6. The original work schedule assumed that the entire work process would be divided into 5 stages. In the first stage for 2016, preparation of all infrastructure and resources needed for modernization were anticipated. The second stage predicted that from November 2016 to the end of 2017, dismantling of the machines and preparation for the modernization process would be carried out, while in the third stage, falling in 2018, technology transfer and staff training on a trial batch of tanks. From June 2018 to March 2019, the process of starting production and delivery of the pre-series machine to the recipient was to begin, and the last fifth stage lasting from January 2019 to November 2020 was to begin serial modernization of machines and deliveries, only machines from the first contract, i.e. 128 pieces. However, the original modernization process envisaged that the prototype in the number of 1 piece would be delivered by the third quarter of 2018, the test batch in the number of 5 pieces, the process of training Polish specialists and technology transfer, made in Germany, would be delivered by the end of 2018. The test Patria comprising 12 machines already completed in Poland. It will be delivered by the end of the first quarter of 2019, and serial production of the other machines under the basic contract is to be carried out from the second quarter of 2019 to the third quarter of 2020. 2. 7. On the 18th of February 2016, a detailed agreement was signed with a German partner, which specified the terms of cooperation between ZMB Malabdi and Rheinmetall. The contract assumed that the German company would be responsible for developing the tank modernization project, preparing the necessary technical documentation together with Polish partners, making a prototype of the 2PL version car and tanks off the trial batch, 5 of which includes the process of training Polish specialists and technology transfer to Poland, providing ZMB Malabdi with the necessary technical support in starting production of serial wagons, providing necessary tools and transferring know-how technology. During the Eurosatory 2018 trade fair, representatives of Rheinmetall announced the completion of factory tests of the Leopard 2 Peel prototype tank. 8. In August 2018, the vehicle was sent to the Military Armoured and Automotive Institute in Sulejałwick, where it underwent further national tests in Poland. In 2018, Rheinmetall handed over to ZMB Malabdi first pre-series copies, which opened the way to the modernization of machines already in Poland, after the positive completion of testing the prototype vehicle. The prototype tests were prolonged, which influenced the modernization of further copies and their delivery to the recipient. During the prototype testing there were also problems with the chassis, the repair of which prolonged the testing process, which meant that serial production could not be started. 9 to 10 11. The prototype was completed on the 8th of May 2020. On the 28th of May 2020, the Polish Land Forces received the first copies from the pre-series party. The contract was extended until the end of July 2023. 12, 13, 14. The contract was annexed 5 times. This was mainly due to not taking into account the restoration of efficiency of some tank elements, which turned out to be necessary, and the different state of wear of individual copies. The final cost of the program increased to 3.29 billion PLN. 10. Description: Leopard 2 PL is a third-generation main battle tank, made in cooperation with Polish Armaments Group and Rheinmetall Land Systems. The tank is designed to master and maintain the area, and support fire from deck weapons of mechanized and motorized subunits, in all weather conditions, both during the day and at night. 15. As a result of the work, 2 versions of the vehicles were developed. The Leopard 2 PL version, which is currently supplied to the military, and the Leopard 2 PL M1, which was created by decision in 2018. The German partner is responsible for the production of the prototype variant of the Leopard 2 PL M1. The vehicle was delivered in January 2021. And its tests began in February 2021. The differences in the field of tanks in the Leopard 2 PL and Leopard 2 PM1 versions are that the machines in the 2 PLM1 version are equipped with an EGPT compartment warning system, a system protecting the network electronics against the startup time, modification operating modes of the laser rangefinder, an additional socket for batteries, and the PIX combination allows the commander to automatically rotate the optoelectronic head of the Piri observation and aiming device to the 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock position relative to the tank's hull. 16. Armor. The modernization of the Leopard 2A4 to the 2PL standard includes the strengthening of the ballistic assistance of the turret to a level exceeding that of the Leopard 2A5 version. Additional external armor modules are mounted around the vehicle turret. It was not decided to reinforce the hull and vehicle chassis due to the significant increase in vehicle weight and cost reduction. Special anti-splinter liners have been installed inside the vehicle to protect the crew inside the vehicle against splashes and armor fragments in the event of a puncture or hit. 2, 12, 17, 3, 14. Armament. The main armament of the tank remained the Rheinmetall RH-120 smoothbore gun in the L/44 version, but it was modified to adapt to the use of new types of ammunition, i.e. DM-63 armor-piercing shell and programmable DM-11 ammunition. left and right resistors, return, recoil indicator and container for shell bottom were replaced. In order to use DM11 ammunition, a programming system was introduced in the cannon's falling block action, as well as a fire control system and electronic cannon trigger assembly. A new board computer was installed with new ballistic tables. MG3 machine guns were not exchanged for another model. The two plain gun stabilizer system of the cannon and turret drives were changed from hydraulic to purely electric. 10, 12, 2, 3, 14, optics. The gunner's sight and sights of the gunner and the commander were modernized by adding Polish thermal imaging cameras of the third generation KLW1 Asteria made by Polish PCO. Driver awareness has also been improved by installing a KDN1NYKS day forward/night reversing camera, also PCO production. A monitor control panel for the commander was installed, which enables alternative image transmission from the modernized EMS-15 sight and PIRIA 17A3L4CP instrument and performing a full test of tower systems in cooperation with the modernized RPP testing block and control of tower systems from the level of the commander, which allows operation in hunter-killer mode. 17. 2. Communication. A new digital communication bus was used. The radio has not been replaced by modern model. 17. Other. Tank propulsion units were subjected to general repairs. An auxiliary power unit, APU, with a power of 17 kilowatts was installed, in addition to the installation of anti-shrapnel liners. Crew safety was improved by the use of an explosion-proof system with cylinders with digoxin extinguishing agent, and the fire system was modernized by adding a new control panel and cylinders with extinguishing agent. Additional transport baskets were mounted outside the turret and adaptation of the evacuation equipment to the tank combat weight increased to 60 tons. 5. 17. 3. Service in Polish land forces. The first Leopard 2 PL tanks were delivered to military units in May 2020. First 6 vehicles were delivered to the Leopard Training Center, Osrodek Szkolenia Leopard, in Świętosław from 10th Armored Cavalry Brigade. 10 Brigada Kawaleria 2 Panzernej, and other 2 tanks were delivered to 1st Warsaw Armored Brigade, Warsawska Brigada Pancerna, in Warsaw. 18. By the end of 2020, 12 Leopard 2 PL tanks were delivered to the Army. 16. By the end of 2021, the 1st Armored Brigade is the first unit to have a full company in its structures, 14 tanks. Previously, the unit had a tank company in the Leopard 2A4 version of 1st Tank Battalion. By December 2021, 20 machines were delivered. 9.
Good. We can keep this video below 1 minute, but I will have to make a video for my language Danish, so I will take a break now and I'll start to do the Danish video. So I made 3 videos: Kraus Maffei, Wigman, and MTU Friedrichshafen making the engines. But the video splits in 1 minute, so I will stop the video. I'm charging the camcorder.